Consumers will see their broadband bills slashed by at least 25% by year-end. Earlier this month, the MCMC implemented a revised ceiling wholesale price for broadband operators and telcos. This means retail prices for broadband should also drop accordingly. Communications and Multimedia Minister Gobind Singh Teoh says the relevant parties are currently in talks to finalise the prices. The process is scheduled to be concluded by August at the latest, after which the new and cheaper broadband packages will be rolled out. According to Gobind, the revised prices should have come into effect on January 1st. However, the move was delayed because Telekom Malaysia appealed to MCMC to reconsider some of the pricing components. Cabinet has agreed to reopen a probe into the death of former DAP political aide Teoh Beng Hock. This comes some 9 years after he was found dead on the rooftop of a building adjacent to the Selangor MACC office. DAP Secretary General Lim Guan Eng says the party has requested for a fresh investigation into his death to seek justice for his family. He adds that there is an obvious need to determine Teoh's cause of death. However, new Attorney General Tommy Thomas will have to be consulted first. Ride-hailing services provider Grab isn't expecting its fares to shoot up once the new SST regime starts in less than 3 months' time. Its country head for Malaysia, Sean Goh, says while there aren't any details on the impact of the tax, prices shouldn't change much. Goh says the firm is trying to displace as much of its costs in the system as possible. Grab absorbed the 6% GST in the past, but Goh can't promise if the firm will do the same for SST when it is rolled out in September. He explains that Grab is still studying its options, adding that it needs to ensure that whatever it decides on will be a win-win for both its riders and drivers. Malaysia's inflation accelerated by 1.8% year-on-year in May, in line with market expectations. That's higher than the 1.4% increase in April and the fastest pace since January. According to the Statistics Department, the Consumer Price Index rose to 121.1 in May from 119 previously. This was primarily due to costlier fuel, which climbed 3.8%, and higher prices of food and non-alcoholic beverages, which grew 2.2%. In March, Bank Negara had projected that inflation will come in between 2% and 3% this year, down from 3.7% in 2017. The central bank left its key interest rate unchanged at its last meeting in May, citing a lower inflation rate and steady economic growth. Its next meeting is on July 11th. Packaging manufacturer and property developer Scientex saw its third quarter FY18 net profit shrink 8%. This was due to lower contribution from its property division, as recently launched projects were still in the early stages of progress billings. Uncertainties during the election period also led to a longer than expected timeframe in obtaining regulatory approvals and permits for some of the projects. Earnings fell to 61.1 million ringgit, while revenue contracted by 5.7% to 600.2 million ringgit. It declared a single-tier interim dividend of 10 cents per share. Going forward, Scientex sees resilient demand for affordable housing and plans to build more homes in this segment. It's also expecting margins to be boosted by its new stretch film manufacturing facility in Arizona, US, and recently acquired rival Beng Hock Plastic Industries.